instead of focusing on these issues, Justin Trudeau and the Liberals are focused on themselves. They're fighting themselves instead of fighting for Canadians. For that reason, today I'm calling on Justin Trudeau to resign. He has to go.
Yesterday, Jagmeet Singh had the audacity to claim that he thinks Trudeau should resign after Singh voted just last week to keep Trudeau in power. I put forward a non-confidence motion which would have fired Trudeau and triggered an axe-the-tax election.
Pierre openly criticized Jagmeet Singh for what he described as contradictory and hypocritical actions. The criticism originates from Singh's recent statements calling for Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to resign.
Right now, Canadians are struggling with the cost of living. I hear it everywhere I go. People cannot find a home that they can afford. They can't buy their groceries. And on top of that, we have Trump threatening tariffs at 25%, which put hundreds and thousands of Canadian jobs at risk. And instead of focusing on these issues, Justin Trudeau and the Liberals are focused on themselves. They're fighting themselves instead of fighting for Canadians. For that reason, today I'm calling on Justin Trudeau to resign. He has to go.
Along with his continued parliamentary support for Trudeau's government. Recently, Singh and the NDP voted to uphold the Liberal government, ensuring its survival in the House of Commons. This move was part of the ongoing Liberal-NDP alliance, a partnership that has provided the Liberals with a stable minority government. Singh's decision to maintain this support came despite his public assertion that Trudeau's leadership is failing Canadians and that it's time for him to step down. Polievre seized on this inconsistency to challenge Singh's credibility, accusing him of enabling the very government he claims to oppose.
Yesterday, Jagmeet Singh had the audacity to claim that he thinks Trudeau should resign after Singh voted just last week to keep Trudeau in power. I put forward a non-confidence motion which would have fired Trudeau and triggered an axe-the-tax election. And I put in that motion the words of Jagmeet Singh, and he voted against his own words. And now that those votes are behind him, he changes his story entirely. And of course, the media gives him an absolutely free ride, not questioning him at all on the obvious contradiction of claiming a man should be fired when you vote in the House of Commons to keep him in the job.
This perceived contradiction has brought Singh under scrutiny for prioritizing political alliances over substantive action, raising questions about his commitment to addressing the dissatisfaction many Canadians feel toward Trudeau's administration. As we move forward, I'd like to ask you a quick favor to subscribe and like this video. It only takes a second and makes a huge difference for us. Pierre used the phrase, "hire clowns, get a circus," to sharply criticize the Trudeau government's approach to political and economic matters. This metaphor suggests that the government, led by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, is incompetent and chaotic, likening the handling of crucial issues to the antics of clowns in a circus. Pierre challenged Jagmeet Singh to take meaningful action that aligns with his vocal criticisms of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. He pointed out the contradiction between Singh's public statements calling for Trudeau's resignation and his recent vote to keep Trudeau's government in power. He argued that if Singh truly believes in the need for change, he must stop speaking out and start acting in a way that matches his words. Polievre suggests that Singh alone holds the power to end the Liberal-NDP alliance that has allowed the Trudeau government to stay in power. By withdrawing his support or triggering a vote of non-confidence, Singh could effectively bring the government down and push for an election. Polievre frames this as a crucial moment for Singh to prove his political resolve. In his view, Singh's failure to take such actions shows a lack of leadership and a willingness to maintain a political alliance that is not in the best interests of Canadians. The broader political context of Polievre's criticism is the economic situation in Canada, which has worsened under Trudeau's leadership. One of the most notable signs of economic instability is the Canadian dollar falling below 0.70 for the first time since the early pandemic. This decline in the value of the Canadian dollar highlights broader concerns about the country's economic performance, particularly under the Liberal government. Pierre Polievre positions himself as a decisive and accountable leader, focused on holding the current government to account. His criticism of Singh and the Liberal-NDP alliance is part of his broader appeal to voters who are disillusioned with the status quo. Polievre's message is clear. He is the candidate who will take action, challenge government incompetence, and work to restore economic stability. Jagmeet Singh finds himself in a sensitive position regarding whether or not to trigger a federal election. If he follows Polievre's call and forces a vote of non-confidence, Singh risks significant political fallout for the NDP. While Singh has expressed criticism of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and the Liberal government, his party has provided key support in maintaining the current government through a confidence and supply agreement. Triggering an election could destabilize this fragile political arrangement, leading to potential backlash from both his party and the public. The NDP could lose crucial political leverage and resources, especially if an election results in a minority or a continued Liberal government. Singh must weigh the benefits of aligning with public calls for accountability and transparency against the risks of losing support from within his party and among constituents who favor a more cautious approach. Polievre's direct challenge to Jagmeet Singh and the broader Liberal-NDP alliance is likely to provoke mixed reactions from the Canadian public. On one hand, there will be Canadians who support Polievre's call for accountability and agree that the Liberal-NDP partnership has failed to deliver effective leadership, particularly regarding economic challenges. For these individuals, Polievre's firm stance on demanding an election could resonate with their desire for change and a government more in tune with their needs. On the other hand, Polievre's appeal may be met with skepticism, especially from those who are wary of his motives or who believe that an election would only deepen political divisions and instability in the country. There is also the possibility that some Canadians could see Polievre's challenge as opportunistic, using the situation to undermine the NDP for political gain, rather than as a genuine effort to improve governance. As such, while Polievre's rhetoric has the potential to mobilize disillusioned voters, it also risks alienating those who are more cautious about the consequences of triggering an election in the current political climate. Over the past few years, Canadian citizens have increasingly expressed dissatisfaction with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's leadership, particularly regarding economic matters. Rising inflation, the fluctuating Canadian dollar, and concerns over high living costs have created a climate of frustration for many Canadians. The public perception is that the Trudeau government has mishandled several key issues, leading to economic stagnation and insecurity for everyday people. As the Canadian dollar struggles and the cost of living continues to rise, citizens are questioning the effectiveness of the current leadership, pushing many to consider alternatives. Polievre has seized on this dissatisfaction, positioning himself as a leader who can address these issues directly. The NDP's role in sustaining the Liberal government in Parliament through their confidence and supply agreement has been a point of contention. While the NDP's support is essential for the Liberals to maintain power in a minority government, it also ties the NDP to decisions made by the Trudeau administration. This complicates the NDP's position, as Jagmeet Singh's party faces mounting pressure from their supporters to break ties with the Liberals due to Trudeau's unpopular policies and leadership. What do you think? Is Polievre's challenge to Singh a step toward much-needed political change, or is it just another tactic to undermine the opposition for political gain? How do you feel about the role the NDP plays in keeping the Liberal government in power? Voice your concerns and opinions in the comments section below.